News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Karen Moskow.
And I'm John Tucker.
Well, John, the U.S.-Israeli war on Iran is now in its third week. According to figures from governments and non-governmental organizations, at least 3,750 people have died. President Trump is demanding other countries join American efforts to defend the Strait of Hormuz. The president says the U.S. is in talks with about 7 countries to help ships pass safely through the waterway. And here's what he told reporters on Air Force One.
Really, I'm demanding that these countries come in and protect their own territory, because it is their territory. It's the place from which they get their energy, and they should come and they should help us protect it.
And the president also said Cuba wants to make a deal with the U.S., but that he wants to finish the war in Iran before turning to the island nation.
And President Trump says he could delay his planned summit with Chinese President Xi Jinping if Beijing does not help unblock the Strait of Hormuz. His comments came in an interview with the Financial Times. Trump also told the FT that NATO sees a very bad future if U.S. allies fail to assist.
Well, John, President Trump says Iran is ready to make a deal to end the war, but the U.S. wants better terms. Iran is denying it wants ceasefire talks, launching fresh attacks across the Persian Gulf, including the key port of Fujairah in the United Arab Emirates. That's the only outlet for the country that bypasses the Strait of Hormuz. And Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi spoke yesterday on CBS's Face the Nation.
No, we never asked for a ceasefire, and we have never asked even for negotiation. We are ready to defend ourselves as long as it takes, and this is what we have done so far, and we continue to do that until President Trump comes to the point that this is an illegal war with no victory.
And that's Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, who spoke on CBS's Face the Nation. Catch the program Sunday afternoons on Bloomberg Radio.
And the president has gone from declaring the war over soon to calling on European and Gulf allies to help. The state of play was exemplified by a recent call with a group of 7 leaders. And Bloomberg's Ewan Potts joins us from London with the very latest. Ewan, good morning.
John and Karen, President Trump is demanding allies help secure safe passage for shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. Bloomberg understands the president was repeatedly pressed by European counterparts on the call about his endgame for the conflict. We're told he said he couldn't discuss the war's objectives, but that he had several in mind, and he wanted the conflict to end soon. For now, the Strait of Hormuz, the conduit for a fifth of the world's oil, remains effectively closed, with no offers of help so far forthcoming from European allies. In London, I'm Ewan Potts, Bloomberg Radio.
All right, Ewan, thank you. Well, the Trump administration has signaled the war with Iran may last several more weeks, along with higher oil and gas prices. And Bloomberg's Monica Ricks has details.
Energy Secretary Chris Wright says Americans may not have to deal with pain at the pump too long.
This is short-term pain to get through to a much better place.
Wright on ABC's This Week. He says it's a small price to pay to destroy Iran's military capabilities.
The conflict will come to the end in the next few weeks, and we'll see a rebound in supplies and a pushing down of prices after that.
And oil prices are expected to keep soaring the longer the Strait of Hormuz remains closed. The waterway traffics a fifth of the world's oil. Monica Ricks, Bloomberg Radio.
All right, Monica, thank you. Checking the price of oil this morning, NYMEX crude oil up 1 1/3%. It's at $100.02 a barrel. Brent is at $105.43.
And Karen, reaction to the war continuing on both sides of the aisle. We spoke with Democrat Adam Smith, a ranking member on the Armed Services Committee.
This war is continuing. The cost is incredibly high. The president doesn't seem to have a plan. Meanwhile, they want to apparently try to convince America that this is some kind of fun video game that we're just playing, even as people are dying all across the region, and the global economy is suffering from this. So, yeah, I wish they were a little more serious in the way they explained such an incredibly important action that they are taking.
And we also got this reaction from New York Republican Congressman Mike Lawler.
President Trump is ensuring that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. That is paramount. And all of my Democratic colleagues, including Adam Smith, just said, oh, I hope it works out. I hope we get regime change. I hope. Well, hope is not a strategy. And you actually have to be willing to take action.
New York Republican Congressman Mike Lawler and Washington Democrat Adam Smith both made the comments on our new show, Bloomberg, this weekend. You can catch it Saturdays and Sundays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Wall Street time.
That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Karen Moskow.
I'm John Tucker, and this is Bloomberg.